The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Good day from TFNN. Welcome to the August 16th. Terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge show, coming to you early during the Larry Pesavento show, Trade What You See. So today, you and I, we're going to go trade what you see. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. And more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So if you're listening in live, please give us a call at 877-927-6648. If you're listening to the 1 p.m. show, this is archived at 9 o'clock. And we'll try to make everything that we take a look at pertinent to you so that you can take a look at where things are trading at that point in time and make your call bullish or bearish. Of course, if you can't send me, if you can't give me a call, you can always send me an email. You can let those fingers do the walking. You can send me an email at steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, just put radio show question. That way I can cut through all of the junk email that goes to that email address as well and get right to yours. And inside the Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, Dow Futures trading up 192 points. That's printed out at 25,379. We'll go figure out what that means. S&P Futures up 11. They're trading at 28.32. Russell 2000, that's trading up about 4.5 points, 1687. And the NASDAQ up about 0.5%, 33 points to the upside. U.S. dollar index trading back at 96.15 as we speak. Gold is off $2, 11.82. Silver's up 11 pennies, 0.8% to the upside. That's 14.57 is the print. Light sweet crude is flat. We're going to start by taking a look at light sweet crude for Robert. Robert likes to trade light sweet crude. His question is, what is my take on it? And if we pull up Stevie's Ninja Trader charts out here, this has several of my tools that help to assist us, bullish or bearish. You'll see some, now it's very small out here. You will see some numeric numbers that occasionally show up on charts, 1 through 9. And when you see those are referring to Tom DeMarc's setup count system out there. And in the case of light sweet crude, they're really very interesting. You want to pay attention to the 9s. Why? Well, if you take a look at the last bottom here in light sweet crude, the one that I'm referring to when I say last bottom, I'm coming back into June of 2018. The actual bottom was put in. There was a little bit of a spike, a test of support. Again, well, that was the June 6th level. That happened to be a Tom DeMarc setup 9 count to the downside. We take a look at then price bounces all the way up into the highs here in the 74 level. Does so on July 3rd. Does it with what? A Tom DeMarc setup, a 9 count to the upside out there. Now, we don't have a 9 count right now going, but we did at the most recent bottom that took place on July 17th. That was a Tom DeMarc setup 9 count to the downside. You're saying, what is a Tom DeMarc setup? That is where you take a look at each bar, and you see, in this case here, let's talk about the down count. You take a look at each bar and make a determination, is this bar's close lower than the bar 4 bars earlier? And if you get 9 successive counts, that's what creates that setup out there. Why does it work? Go read his book. And then read it about 10 more times, because it's a confusing book out there. But it is a book worth reading, because when you're confused, you're just about to learn something. Now, Bob, I don't have a Tom DeMarc setup out here, but I just thought that I would share that since that shows up on my chart. What we do have is we have Stevie's red/green line, the Christmas line at this stage, until I come up with a new name that's easy to come off the top of my head as far as what to rename it. But what is it? It's the oscillator and change line. Is that important? It is absolutely important. It's especially important when we see the line change colors, which it did on the trading day of August 9th. Little doji candle out there, because what does that tell you and I? The typical phenomena, and I can't tell you why this happens. I just know that it does after looking at, I can't say millions, but I can say thousands of charts to understand this pattern. What typically occurs out here is you see Price and Stevie's line catch up to each other. Doesn't tell us when, doesn't tell us how many days, or if it's an hourly chart, how many hours, just tells us to prepare for that test. And when you prepare for that test, you let the market communicate to you, bullish or bearish. A bearish test, in this case, occurred 2 days ago, trading day of August 14th. What was the bearish test? Price tests the red line and then closes lower. And then yesterday, you saw another level of support fail. That was the bottom of its daily profile. So, Bob, at this stage here, I would say that what light sweet crude wants to do is move down and test the beginning of that Tom DeMark setup to the upside. That's the little red dashed line. The trading day is June 21st. It's not a swing point. The swing point takes you back into June 18th out there. Oftentimes, these levels of support or resistance will hold. I don't know if this one will hold, but what you're watching for is a low of June 21st. That price is 63.35. You're at 65.07. I don't know what kind of short-term horizon you might have. Is it worth the reward to risk? By the way, your stop has to be above Stevie's red line at 67.19 as we speak right now. Doesn't sound to me like a good reward to risk, but if you understand, if you want to know where light sweet crude, what the message is of light sweet crude, where it's likely headed, that's what Stevie sees when I trade what I see with the daily chart for light sweet crude. Bob also wanted to understand what the natural gas contract, September natural gas contract was doing. So let's go take a look at that as well. Put this up on the screen, see what its messages are. Now, in the case of natural gas, it had a crossover line. That was a red line turned to green line on the trading day of August the 8th. We can also see that prices kind of stalled and moved sideways. What I'm anticipating here in the case of natural gas, the same thing that we saw in light sweet crude, that Price and Stevie's line will catch up to each other. That line right now is 2.902. The bottom of the box is 2.893. The center of the bullish profiled box is 2.915. If I were a betting man, I would say price is going to pull back to the 2.915 level, test the center of that daily box as well as Stevie's green line. If you see a test and rejection means close higher than that line, then price needs to, that's bullish test telling us that, okay, price has to get above the top of that daily box. By the way, you'll see that formed a 9 count as well just a couple of days ago. So fairly good indication of a stalling move. That bar closed inside bars 5 and 6. That combined with the Stevie red-green line crossover telling us our price oscillator got to 0, says we ought to see price and Stevie's line catch up to each other. And then, and only then, if price can close over 2.959, not to be exact or anything, then what you should see, Bob, is a run up to the highs from June the 18th, and that's in the $3 range. So there's your light sweet crude, your natural gas. We get back from this break as we go into one. I'll check my emails, see if you were kind enough to send me a request. I love your requests. It makes the show go so smoothly. In the meantime, if we don't get one of those, we'll go take a look at either the equity markets or Goldilocks. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Dow futures up 201, NASDAQ up 38. We'll be right back.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Folks, Steve Rhodes filling in for Larry Pesavento at 9 to 1. If you're listening to my show at 1 to 2, just know that this is an archive show. But what I'm going to do is, in order to be able to keep the 2 hours very relevant, let me give you the numbers that you should be looking at between 1 and 2, or certainly by the end of the day, to help you make the determinable call. Is that a word out there? I just made it a word. And to make you, to provide you with the information that you need to answer the question, bullish or bearish, with regard to the S&P 500. We go take a look at the other equity futures contracts and so forth. But with regard to the S&P specifically, I want you to pay attention to two things. The first thing is going to be the spot volatility index. And right now, the 50-day exponential moving average is priced at 1335. I'll give you several things so that you can go ahead and put them on your checklist. Right now, the spot VIX is trading at 1352. That's the bottom panel of my screen. You will see in yellow, that's the exponential moving average, 1335. The C for the close is 13. Close means right now it's a line chart, so every tick is a closing price out there. But if you see price close below the 50-day exponential moving average, not only will futures, or not futures, but the cash indices be up 200 plus in the Dow, 250, or you will. What you should get is some additional momentum to the upside. That would tell you, if the spot VIX closes below the 50-day, that'll tell you there's more upside action. Just as simple as that. Now, that's number one. There needs to be a couple of things simultaneously that occur out here. So watch that. See what that's at 1 o'clock. If it's trading above that, markets are going to continue the zoom to the upside. If at the close it's below that level, then staying short would be a risky proposition. But let's go see what else it is that you need to focus on. Because right now the 50-day is support till you see it close below that. And that actually says, even though equity futures are up right now, it is really sellers that are still in control of this market. So what's the second thing? The second thing we're going to take a look at is the ES Mini, and we're going to look at a clear level of resistance. When I look at the Dow Equity Futures contract, the NQ, the Russell 2000, I don't have as clear of a picture with regard to a number and resistance that I can give you. With regard to the ES Mini, it's easy peasy. So let's do the easy peasy trade what you see. And that is the very left-hand panel of our chart, and that is the bottom of its daily profile. Now, this is my synthetic contract out here, right around the time frame of options rollover, even though it's been a couple of weeks out here. I like to use as opposed to using the current contract, I always like to use this synthetic contract because I believe that it provides better profile information. Unfortunately, I can't do the same thing, I don't have that same flexibility inside my Ninja Trader software out here. But what you can see, and to prove the point, you can see how the bottom of the box, which is priced on my screen at 2841.93. Now look, the ES Mini doesn't trade to that level, so you just got to round it up to that top tick. That's 2842. If the ES Mini closes above 2842, price will at least run to 2849. That's the center of the box. I don't know whether price goes above that level, but your resistance zone is the center of the box and the bottom. But a close above 28.49, then the ES Mini is going to go ahead and run up to 28.63. I know you say blasphemy, or I heard somebody say blasphemy. How can that happen? So let me just make sure I first qualify this. A close above the 50-day exponential moving average in the spot VIX, and a close below 28.42 says sellers are still in control of the market. It really is that simple. If it's the other side of the trade, and then you're trying to gauge, well, okay, is the ES Mini just headed to 28.49 or is it headed to 28.63? To a certain extent, what you want to understand is where is the ES Mini trading in relationship to worldwide currencies out there? Because it really is about that. Did you know that the Dow made a new all-time high a couple of days ago? All time. Did you know that? I'll show you that. But let me get back to the ES Mini here so I don't totally confuse things, because I've been known to kind of boom, veer off, in a tangent, and we're all trying to figure out, how did you get there, Steve-O? So where is it? I'm just looking. That's kind of like a pause to try to find what it is I'm looking for here. The ES Mini. I thought it was real handy. I suppose it's right here. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So in the ES Mini right now, see, it's really important to understand what every instrument it is that you trade, the way that traders around the globe in the major currencies, the ones that really impact the markets, the ones that are free to go ahead and trade these instruments. Yeah, I've got many subscribers, many people that email me from all parts of the world that trade the ES Mini out here. So it's not just you. And if they're trading the ES Mini, they're really concerned about how is that trading in their currency. Now, on the very right-hand panel of the chart here, where we understand you and I understand that those traders that are trading in pound sterling, they are seeing the ES Mini make an attempt for its all-time high from let me give you the all-time high inside the ES Mini in pounds was 2 days ago, August 14th. Up at the 22.33 level. Yeah, brand new all-time high. Brand new all-time high. The same thing is said in Europe for those traders that are trading in euros. The ES Mini made a new all-time high. Those folks are seeing breakouts. They are seeing reasons to buy the dip. If you're wondering why is the buy the dip, and all you're doing is thinking in terms of your local currency, you are missing, in my case here, I would say 75% of the picture. In fact, the 75% of the picture is larger than our 25% of the picture out here. So we must be aware of what is going on with these instruments in those currencies. Yesterday, and I searched for a bottom, where you're looking for the types of tools that I teach my subscribers, teaching workshops out here. I know exactly what to look for. It's easy to sit back and do the fishing and let the signals simply come in. But they weren't coming in yesterday. And so I was a bit perplexed. And in trading and investing, you have to admit, there are days where we kind of get a little perplexed. I was perplexed till this morning. when I went ahead and said, well, let me go see what's going on here in local currencies. By the way, this is a 5-hour time frame chart that you are looking at. And I said, well, that's kind of interesting. If you were a trader of the ES Mini in euros, that's panel number 2 out here. I'll just expand the chart, and that way you're just looking at it. And you were looking for price to pull back into a breakout area or a swing point, you would have come right back to the August 13th level, right around the 24.69 area. If you were looking to buy the dip, you were looking to buy a previous swing point, a 100% move of a move, you were in right then and there. You started to fire away. The same thing, if you happen to be sitting over in Hokkaido yesterday and you were saying, okay, look, I want to go ahead and buy that next dip. I want to buy the next test of support. Well, that was at about 309,000 yen. That was a swing point from back on July 22nd. As a matter of fact, you can see a huge consolidation with regard to the ES Mini in terms of yen. The cool thing about a consolidation is those traders inside of Japan or trading in yen know that a breakout of a consolidation, the upside or the downside, is equal to that measured move of the consolidation out there. So yeah, support was found in the ES Mini. That's why watch that 28.42 level. If it can get cracked in US dollars, it's communicating something to us.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. The market's open. Cash market's open. Dow's up 240. S&P 16. NASDAQ up 54. Semis are up 0.7%, 9 points out there. So let's go to our first write-in question here. This is coming from Jeff L. And Jeff wants our opinion on SPGI is the ticker symbol, and Jeff is long. So let's go take a look at that as the market opens out here. Let's look at our 3 time frames for Jeff first, and this has not begun. I don't have the first trade here inside of this. Doesn't matter what so you're long out here, and here's what you're looking for. So Jeff, we're looking at the daily, weekly, and monthly market profiles. It's the daily and the weekly that are the ones that are communicating to you. In the case of the daily, what it's trying to do today, or what you'd like to see it do today, being long, is you'd like to see it close above the top of the box. That level is 202.41. So if you see that, the indication is at least there should be more counter trend rally. Maybe that there was a bottom a few days ago, but at least more counter trend rally. What signals to you that it may have been a bottom last week, was it last week? Yeah, last week and the week before. Let me just expand this out just a tad, is you can see that price came down and tested support. Now, when we use these market profiles, these are levels of support and resistance, as well as the center of the box, which is the point of control. Point of control means that buyers and sellers are most comfortable with that price level. But here, old resistance, when you clear resistance, you then are able to use that as a support level. Now, in the case of SPGI, that's S&P Global Inc., by the way, that is very clear to us because the first time that we see a close above on a weekly basis of the top of that box, Jeff, is on May 7th, the week of May 7th. The very next week, price comes back, tests the top of the box, closes, in fact, just slightly over it or right on it. Same thing the next week. That's May 21st, the week that began, and May 28th. And then a couple of weeks ago, the week that began, July 30th, price pulls back to test support. It worked. So what you would like to see in order to continue to remain long is for price on a weekly basis to close above 197.76. So that's my opinion with regard to market profiles. As we pull over Stevie's other chart pattern, we can clearly see the top that it made, that nice little Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. It did it all in one day, which was July 26th. That was your signal that price was going to pull back. Why? Because you can see the black diagonal line. That's part of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. If you'd like to learn that, come on over, become a subscriber to Mastering Probability. It's a pattern you want to know and understand and learn how to trade. Price then also on July 26th closed below Stevie's green line, said at least retracement. You actually have those market profiles on the weekly basis to understand where that retracement could take you to. Now the question is, do we have a bottom? You will see that Stevie's green line turned red. And what we've had is a series of tests of this level. It's going to take more than a day or two here. But you'd like to see price close above not just the top of the box, but our red line value, which is 202.22. So at this stage here, as we speak at 9:33, 3 minutes into the trading session, things look pretty good. But what you have, Jeff, is a really, and I don't know what when you say you're long, I'm going to assume, even though it may be a bad assumption, that's more of an intermediate term type trade out there. And so ideally, you will just want to see SPGI, the SP Global Inc., continue to close above on a weekly basis 197.76. If it doesn't, then what you have is possibly an A to B equals CD to the downside, or at least a level of move to the downside in the 184 to 174 level. So thanks for writing in. I hope that helps to answer your question. Earl writes in, and hi, Steve, do you think yesterday's low in the NASDAQ 100 is an important low? Well, any low is an important one. Is it the low? Maybe can I just, if it's okay with you, Earl, and I just plagiarize a bit, not plagiarize, but I just simply reframe your question, was that the low out here? And here's what we know. Where we've just been talking about these market profiles and a couple instruments that we were looking at out here, and they are very valuable tools. And here is what we know about the NASDAQ is that yesterday price pushed much, much lower, right? Much, much lower. What do I mean much, much lower? Much, much lower than the bottom of the box, which was 73.59. But the reality is when you take a look at a daily level of support, do you know what that means? I'm not really referring to you. I'm just kind of talking to myself, by the way. So when I'm doing this show and I don't have somebody on the line, the conversation, quite frankly, is really between me and myself. You just get to listen in on what's going on in between my ears out there. And you got to admit, sometimes it's a bit crazy. And so I call myself crazy. But here's what I'm taking a look at. When I look at a daily chart, I just always have to remind myself it's the end of the day, Steve-O. You thought I was going to say something else, right? It is the end of the day reading. And so, yes, Earl, yesterday was a valuable test of support to just let you and I know how important that 7360 area is. And if we are to see it close below that level, I think, Earl, that that's a really important message too. Is it important low? I think we have to have all these markets really kind of moving in concert with each other. There's no question, yesterday we covered this, there's no question in your mind or my mind. Now, when I say your mind, I was kind of referring to everybody out there. Our mind. Let's just call it a mutual mind. And this is just the mutual meeting of the minds here at TFNN, that you and I believe that a unfair advantage, a competitive advantage is a good thing to have. And you and I have it, because we don't have to pay attention to those other folks that have these other shows out there, whether they're CNBC, whether they're Bloomberg. And I'm not putting them down, okay? I appreciate that they're delivering news out there. I just want to deliver fair and accurate news that provides a listener with a better, true understanding of what the market is doing. Because for goodness sakes, and I spend time with a lot of other people out there, and they've got the but you know what scared out of themselves right now by listening to a lot of the commentary out here. And the commentary is this, and this is the point of yesterday's show. And it'll be the point of today's show and tomorrow's show and every other show. And we just took a look at it with regard to the ES Mini. Most people do not know that the ES, well, we took a look at the ES Mini, that the Dow made a new all-time high. It made a new all-time high in the euro and in the pounds a few days ago. Folks, that bodes well for what the U.S. market is eventually going to do too out here. And money is pouring into the U.S. on a global scale out there. We get to measure it. Yeah, now look, I recognize that many of you don't have a trading platform, such as the Signal platform, that gives you that flexibility to easily take any instrument and see what it's doing in that local currency. But that's why you tune in here to either this show or subscribe to the newsletter service, Mastering Probability, in order to be able to keep apprised of that information out here. So, Earl, if yesterday was an important low inside the NQ, we're going to see the ES Mini be able to close above resistance. It hasn't done that at 9:38 in the morning. And that's the level that we're really watching, 28.42. Then if it was an important low, it just says that price is going to go test the top of its box or resistance. Inside the NQ, that would be 75.05. I really believe we have to get that uniform message with regard to what yesterday's action meant by understanding in terms of US dollars whether or not the ES Mini can close above resistance, 28.42. And I think, Earl, that'll help answer your question. But if it was an important low, the NQ will be able to close above 75.05. Not necessarily today, but close above its resistance zone. And the Dow Equity Futures contract, that would be 25.546. So, folks, we'll get back from this break. Let's go take a look at Goldilocks. Let's try to figure out, was yesterday a washout low?
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Think or Swim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, brought to you by Nadex. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes filling in for Larry Pesavento. Of course, this show is also being replayed during my normal 1 to 2 p.m. hour, the Trader's Edge show. So if you're listening to this live, you can send me an email, and I'll be happy to answer your question tomorrow when I'll be back to normal programming. As we speak right now, 9:42 in the morning, you've got gold, which is basically flat at 1185. And so we're going to try to answer the question, was yesterday a washout low? Are we just seeing a bit of a oversold bounce in the market? How are we going to be able to make that determination? So there's a couple different tools that you and I can use to understand what is going on inside of gold. The first thing we're going to look at are our different profile levels. Now, yesterday, when we were looking at gold, we put up the longer term, the weekly time frame chart. And you and I put out the prior swing point levels out here. So we're looking at the swing point level from a weekly basis. The first one that took place December 12th, 2016. And that level, the low was 1166.10. We can see that price. So let me just slide the chart over a bit. We can see that price tested and rejected that level. Now, this is what Tom coined, and I owe him a royalty on this, to say that yesterday was a 100% move of a move on a weekly basis of a swing point. Now, oftentimes, an instrument, when it makes that move, can kind of consider this to be the marathon, right? It was just running for 25 miles and just finally had to stop. Doesn't mean that it's not going to win, that it's not going to start the next marathon, but it just needs a timeout. And so we can see that there is a timeout, because the next marathon would take you down to the swing point. I believe that was in the January, November 30th, 2015, and the 1102 level. So 100% move of a move. You would expect to see some buyers say, okay, double bottom, right? That's the kind of the thought process that goes in their mind. So that makes sense. If they are right, those traders, what we should see is we should see some type of bullish candle on the daily time frame for gold, because you see, bulls and bears can't hide. Their responsibility is to form different candlestick patterns. Now, I could go here and draw a series of A to B equals CD patterns, but the only way that I would then share with you the way that you would buy a D point, because that's what we're referring to here. And I'm not going to go ahead and draw those patterns in because there's so many. It doesn't make any sense. Now, what we would see is some type of bullish reversal candle. That would be one thing we would see. We don't have that as we speak right now. So that means, okay, on a daily basis, all we can say is, hey, counter trend rally. And counter trend rally to where? Well, it would be Stevie's red line, 1197. Now, if gold closes above 1197 and we don't see some type of bullish reversal candle, then it's going to make us say, something to think about. What else can we go take a look at to try to figure whether or not yesterday was a washout low? But at this stage of the game, At 9:45 in the morning, the answer is no. Now, look at 1:45 in the afternoon when this show is being re-aired. If gold is trading above 1197, then we would have at least a piercing candle. That would be a bullish candle, and you would have a close above Stevie's red line. And then that would make us say, okay, now at a minimum, the counter trend rally gets to the bottom of the daily profile. Now, on this chart, it's 1215. And on my my synthetic contract, it is 1209.90. So it's the 1209.90, 1215 level that you would be watching for. I'm not saying that is where gold is headed to. But on a shorter term time frame, it is an absolute possibility. I want you to understand that. Why does Stevie say that? If we just take a look at our market profiles from a 30-minute time frame chart, and if I had something else to show you on a 30-minute chart that showed that gold was a bottom, I would show that to you. I don't have that. But what we do have, and what you can notice with regard to these 30-minute profiles, both the bottom and the tops of the boxes, you can see how when gold was moving lower, began moving lower from about 11:30 2 days ago, we never saw a close above the top of one of those 30-minute boxes. Now, what we have going on, and this was since the profile formed at 2200 hours yesterday, didn't form till then, and when it formed at 2200 hours yesterday, it was a bullish signal. Why does Stevie say that? Because that's when the new box formed. It was a bearish structured box. I know somebody out there said, well, what does that mean? Again, I'm still talking to myself inside my mind. What it means is, and I'm in this area right here, let me just draw a yellow rectangle around it. It's not really a rectangle, and it's not yellow. But let me see if I can get the yellow, because that'll make it easy. I don't want to use a color that is represented by one of the profile levels. There you go. So now if you're watching on Tiger TV, and I hope that you are, you can see this was a bearish structured box. The center line was much closer to the top of the box than the bottom. And as we turn price back on, you'll see as that profile formed, price was trading above the top of the box. If you're an intraday trader, that was telling you that, okay, you were going to get more of a bounce out here. Didn't tell us to where, but more of a bounce. Now what you are seeing unfold as we speak right now, you are seeing that the bottom of the box is holding as support, just the opposite of where the top of the box was holding as resistance. How do we know that? We know that because when we take a look at the 8:30 session and the 9 a.m. session out here, price was testing the bottom of that box. By the way, this was a bullish structured box out here, so it should have held. This tells Stevie, this tells you, this tells each of us to anticipate more of a counter trend rally inside of gold, not just simply based upon the 30-minute time frame chart out here. Is it 1193, 1209, somewhere in that range? Yeah, very likely. And if it doesn't make it up there, is there something wrong? I don't know. But it should be able to do that. In the case of silver, we have this request from the Tiger's Den. This coming in from Peak D, and if we look at the 30-minute chart here, Peak D, just to kind of do the same thing, you know, compare nuts to nuts, you know, with me being one of the nuts and me being the other nut out there, you can see really the same type of thing, right? Now, the signal for silver came in, just so we can take a look at this, at 2200 hours yesterday as well. And again, a bearish, slightly bearish structured box out here. Price had, when it formed, price was already above that. That's a bullish signal out here. And we can see that silver is trading above the top of its brand new, well, I can't say brand new. This profile here began at 3 o'clock this morning. So above 1416. So peak, as long as price doesn't close under the bottom of the box, and it could be a new 30-minute profile that forms at any point in time. But right now it's 1452. This says that price wants to move higher. Now, the 4-hour chart, 240, price is trading above the top of that box. Now, this candle session does not end until 10. So we've got another 11 minutes here. But if silver closes above 1416, Kemosabe, this says that silver wants to run to higher price. Now, where is that? That is the question. So let's try to go see where Stevie's red line is in the case of silver. See if we can figure that out for you, because that has to become, or should become, doesn't have to, but I'm just saying should become one of your target areas. So let's get the silver contract up here, see what we can glean from it. And the price level, Stevie's red line, is $14.94. So, Peak, if you're in silver, $14.94, right around $14.95 would be the level that I would be watching. Because if you get a close above that, then you're looking at the 1528 area. At a minimum, we know that gold is in or silver is oversold. Okay, so the question is, though, was it a bottom? And here's where I'm going to show you that it possibly could be as we go into break. You know what that means? That means that was as strategic as Stevie can be to hold you through this break. But when we come back, I think we have 2 minutes to go. I'll show you why gold, if it forms a bullish candle, that yesterday could have been the washout low. I'll show it to you when we get back to this break. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to go to gold in just a moment, but we did have a request here from Ruby inside the Tiger's Den to take a look at lean hogs out here. And I did not mean to do that. Give me a second here. almost blew off a page here. So as we take a look at lean hogs, what you should anticipate, we're taking a look at the October contract out here. What you like about today's action is it's the first time that we're seeing it close above the daily box out here. That was at 52.66. So what this then tells us, Ruby, is that the weekly box is now the key level of resistance that price needs to overcome, and that would be 56.40 out there. So at this stage here, looks bullish at least for the day, and I would anticipate that over the day or two, you should see a test of 56.40. If you close over that, then there's a further breakout to occur. So I hope that helps you out. With regard to gold, whether or not gold was a washout low yesterday, whether it's a bottom, in U.S. dollars, I'm going to put up the continuous contract because it is only on the continuous contract right now that I can get these signals. But you're taking a look at part of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator toolbox. By the way, next Wednesday, so a week from yesterday, for subscribers, going to be sharing with them a new Rhodes Momentum Indicator tool that they will absolutely be, it's applicable to their trading for any time frame and will truly help to answer the momentum of the market. So I'd love to be able to share that tool with you as well. You just come over to the homepage at TFNN.com. You sign up for the newsletter service. You've got a 30-day risk-free trial out there. So I'd like to see you next Wednesday from 5 to 6. Don't worry, if you're vacation, you can't be there. You just sign up for it. Hey, you've got these Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom signals here. You see it's still in place right now for gold. This is a daily chart. When these signals have been present in the past, they have identified very nice bottoms. And this is over the last 4 years out here. So it is still in play. You got to pay attention to gold in euros, gold in yen, gold in pound sterling. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next, well, that'd be tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the live show. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.